is overdue. So much for my IOU. My head is stuck underneath God's thumb. I guess that makes me the lucky one. Stupidity is a constant trend. Murphy and I have become best friends. Hooray for dreams gone before they've come. Hooray for me, I'm the lucky one. And I am the lucky one. And I am hooray for me, I'm the lucky one. And I am the lucky one. And I am a comedian. The joke's on me, I'm the lucky one. A sinking ship holes in my lifeboat. I'm sorry for choking, but I got a wishbone stuck in my throat. I never thought this could be such fun. Hooray for me, I'm the lucky one. And I am the lucky one. And I am hooray for me, I'm the lucky one. And I am the lucky one. And I am a comedian. The joke's on me, I'm the lucky one. I tried to push straight through the suck head first, but now my lucky head is stuck. I'm feeling like a stupid schmuck. Lucky for me, I don't believe in luck. I tried to push straight through the suck head first, but now my lucky head is stuck. I'm feeling like a stupid schmuck. Lucky for me, I don't believe in luck. I tried to push straight through the suck head first, but now my lucky head is stuck. I'm feeling like a stupid schmuck. Lucky for me, I don't believe in luck. Lucky for me, I don't believe in luck. I tried to push straight through the suck head first, but now my lucky head is stuck. I'm feeling like a stupid schmuck. Lucky for me, I don't believe in luck. I don't believe in luck. I don't believe in luck. I'm feeling like a stupid schmuck. Thank God I don't believe in luck. 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 Rusted linings on my black clouds. It's raining piss, will somebody tell me what that's all about? Wish on a black star until it comes. It's here for me, I'm the lucky one. And I am the lucky one. And I am hooray for me, I'm the lucky one. And I am the lucky one. And I am only human. I guess that makes me the lucky one. you the lucky one. Guess that makes us the lucky ones.
Konbanwa, Minagawa. It's Miyagawa Kasueki, a furry Ian VTuber and Ian VTuber representative, and I am way off to the side now. If I if I sit like this, am I going to be? If I'm going to be, is that good? Maybe it'll be good. I might need to move myself over just a tad, just so that you can see me more clearly. Yes, I know I'm upside down because this is mostly a visual novel, and there are going to be a lot of characters that appear either to the left or to the right. Maybe I should be actually over here though. Maybe this will be better. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully this might be better. I'm also going to um like move like okay. Maybe this will yeah, this should be okay. Yeah. Hopefully you won't get disorientated from my positioning from my positioning myself like this. But before we get back into the game, I actually I actually wanted to do a little reading from one of the light novels. I'll turn the music off because this is kind of important. It's going to be I chose because I want to show you all the kind of story that ReZero is supposed to be, the kind that I don't think this game is going to capture. Fair warning. One, this is going to be a bit spoilery. This excerpt is from an arc that takes place um a ways away from the one that we are currently in this game. So, spoiler warning. I'm going to be breaking my own rule that you see scrolling at the bottom of the screen. But this is going to. I chose this one because this is one of Subaru's most um this is one of Subaru's most gruesome deaths. So another warning. This is going to be kind of graphic, but I felt this is important for you all to see. Just the kind of story that ReZero is, and how this is not a game for Subaru at all in the slightest. Because there's one moment in this game where they were trying to show the return by death, how return by death works, and it did not capture the gravity of the situation that Subaru is in. Because someone said it before that Subaru's return by death is overpowered, and how like why doesn't he just use that all the time? When I read this excerpt to you, you will see why he doesn't use it all the time. So yeah, so here we go. Uh, in that soundless world, that white marred hell, he was taken back by a change within. At first, Subaru sensed something like a white ball of wool tumbling in the wind. However, He immediately understood that it was no ball of wool at all. It rolled to Subaru's feet, and there made a tiny tremble. Then Subaru, eyes wide, realized that it had two long ears protruding from it. It had long ears, a soft white pelt, short legs, and two red eyes. With the tilt of his head, its mouth moved in unhurried fashion as it made a high-pitched keep. Rabbit? Subaru's eyes beheld a rabbit, and a particularly small one at that. The rabbit was as small as Subaru's closed fist, a creature no larger than a mouse. The long ears characteristic of a rabbit were fairly short and, combined with its round tail, all of the parts were in order, if at a very compact size. In the sanctuary, where insect, animal, land dragon, man, and all others had vanished in the snow, a rabbit had suddenly appeared. Why is a rabbit here? Should a rabbit be here? An inexhaustible supply of mysteries was born, and the crush of information made Subaru feel like even his brain wanted to retch. Was the rabbit at his feet a clue for learning what had happened in the sanctuary? Clinging to that thought, he stretched a hand toward the rabbit. The next instant, from the wrist down, Subaru's hand was ripped off. Blood gushed out of the raggedly cut wound. His reddish-black arteries drooped downward. Perhaps the thin white threads pulled out were muscle fibers or nerves. Either way, the spectacle of human flesh being destroyed was particularly grotesque. Such evasion of the reality of his lost hand prevailed for exactly 2 seconds, whereupon his brain was wrecked by the ferocious pain from another dimension. The world blazed white. His mind, dominated by pain, had lost all pain, ability to recognize pain, reality. What pain had happened? That pain. He had to endure such pain. What was the cause of pain? What had happened? Why was this pain? Pain. Agonizing further and further, he pressed his blood-spilling left wrist against the ground. Unwittingly, he bit into the snow, a seemingly meaningless mixture of ice and mud. He tasted the soil, crunched down the ice, and his vision whirled in search of what had happened. At his feet, the white ball of wool had red spots scattered over his pelt. It was moving its mouth. It was chewing. Subaru could see his fingers hanging out of his moving little mouth. He understood. It had been eaten. His hand had been eaten. Gah! An understanding he didn't want to be aware of, a pain he didn't want to feel. The agony dragged his spirit toward madness. His mind was like stained glass as it cracked, shattering, and turning into vestiges of white sand. And yet, pain had roused his shattered mind. He felt a burning sensation in his calf. His eyes reeled from the stimulus like flesh and bone being mercilessly raked by a file. Reddish-black bubbles poured into the middle of his throat, causing him to convulse like a fish out of water. He didn't faint. He couldn't. The pain was too strong for that. The cruel pain forced his mind to remain awake. Kee! Went the countless cries that his eardrums picked up. The number of those high-pitched voices was vast, and he was surrounded by presences he couldn't bother to count. His eyeballs were already derelict in their duty, having given up on looking at his surroundings. That was a mercy. He was glad it was only his ears still working. He could not have borne the sight. Fangs tore into his entire body. From the feeling of the fangs biting into him, he knew it was a horde. He screamed. He rolled into his back, sending his voice toward the heavens. That very moment, he sensed something furry enter his mouth, ripping out his tongue. His throat was violated, opening a path from his windpipe to his stomach, from which his viscera could be voraciously eaten. He was being chewed away. Fangs invaded from his anus, crashing inside his body against those that had entered from the mouth. As if in a contest, they raced and left and right to consume his inner organs, making mincemeat out of Subaru Neski. He was alive. He was being eaten. He could feel his flesh being torn into fragments. He wasn't afraid. He couldn't feel pain anymore. He didn't even know where his mind was. He was being eaten. He was being consumed. His left eye was eaten. His ears were gone. His inner organs had been torn away, and just then the skin of his face was ripped off. A hole was opened in his skull, and fangs thrust into his brain. That is the kind of story that ReZero is. That's why, so far, this game pisses me the fuck off. It does not capture the gravity of the story. It's like shit like what I just read. Like that excerpt that I just read, that is one of the worst deaths that Subaru went through. And that is the kind of story that this is. So last time, there was hold on. There was that moment. There was that moment when with the bandits or whatever, when he when a bomb exploded at him and he just went like, "Oh man, that hurt. I'm dying. Oh, I hope everyone's okay." Then he just snapped back to reality. Like that doesn't do it justice. You have to remember, with each return by death, Subaru is legitimately dying. He actually dies before he comes back to life. So like, the gravity of the story cannot be captured in a light novel. And that's why, so far, I am not at all impressed with this game.
Where would you like to return?
However, I'm going to keep playing, because hopefully, I'm hoping
Then I'll go
that
back
I
to the
get
manor and
proved
update
wrong.
Roswell about what happened yesterday.
But yeah, I needed to share that with you all, just so you could see the kind of story that this is actually supposed to be, not this watered down bullshit.
Are you sure you should go by yourself? Maybe we should come with you.
Although, don't get me wrong at all. There are lighthearted, fun, heartwarming moments. But in this space with those lighthearted moments, there are moments of true terror, gravity, pathos. Like, this is not a comedy. That's
It's fine,
it.
Subaru. I'll be with her. We'll arrive at the manor while the sun's still out. There shouldn't be any problems.
Like Puck's active hours.
Don't worry, Ren will be with you. Besides, you need to prioritize your treatment, so you should stay here and continue your sessions with Ferris.
And also, I don't think they covered it in this game. Surprise, surprise. So many things they didn't cover. But Puck, even though he's a great spirit, he has certain time limits to when he can operate. Basically, he can only be active from sun up until sundown. After that, his magic gets exhausted. So he needs to rest and go back inside the little sim thing that Amelia has around her neck. Excuse me.
Be a good boy and be patient.
Miss Amelia, your dragon carriage is ready.
Yeah, I've definitely seen a clip of that death of a guy in a snowfield just having rabbit monsters descending on him while screaming. I didn't know that was ReZero. Yeah, that was the that moment was in this season, but the first core of this season, a few months ago. It was pretty brutal. Although the thing that I read is actually more brutal than what they showed in the anime. The anime was pretty brutal, but they didn't like show like all the little details, like the rabbits actually eating Subaru from the inside out.
Yes,
They
thank you.
skipped over that part. They kind of
Well then, ma'am.
gave a glimpse of it,
Please
but they
take
didn't
care
go
of
into that
Subaru while
much
I'm away.
detail.
Yes, he will be in good hands. Please stay safe.
I really don't like this plan.
Now. If you want to help Leah, there are tons of other things you can do, can't you?
Kill the rabbit is Sire Benog. Is that the one from the Holy Grail, Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Like what?
Like finding the fake priestess. We can't do that if we're not in the royal capital, right?
Huh. You've got a point there. All right then. Go on ahead, Mealy. You can count on me to handle everything here.
Where did you get so much energy all of a sudden?
Subaru can be quite cute when he gets excited.
So, with Mealy gone, my job is to weed out the imposter in the capital. Time to expose the fake candidate.
Yes, let us expose them.
Well, once
But
again,
do
we
you have any
diverge.
leads?
Yeah, that's literally what Corvish just talked about. Mayor, please pay attention.
Nope, not a one. We'll have to find some. Any suggestions, Rem?
I'm sorry. I am not currently able to think of any. Not to mention, I must be on my way to speak with Ms. Cruchet right now.
Fouché? Why?
I have orders from Lord Roswell to do so.
I see. That's fine then. You go do your thing, Rem. I'll try coming up with some ideas of my own.
And so Roswell gave Ram her own mission. Besides what Subaru's supposed to do and Amelia. Didn't Amelia say Rem would be with him? Yeah. Rem is supposed to be watching over Subaru.
All right. I will be back before you know it. Please remember to not do anything rash, Subaru.
And Subaru is not supposed to... Well, she's just leaving to talk with Krush. Subaru is not supposed to leave while she is gone.
I got it. You worry too much, Rem.
But the thing about Subaru is that he frequently does not do what he is told to do.
Well, now that Rem's gone too, I guess I'll start looking for those leads. Since Rem's meeting with Cruchet, I'll hit up the other candidates. Melty seems like the easiest one to talk to, so I'll start with her.
Why? Why Melty? Why is she the easiest one to talk to? I don't think Felt would be the easiest one to talk to, since she's the only one besides Amelia that you actually have a connection to. Dragon's Crown? No, I do not. Has as much HP as a giant dragon. It's kind of absurd. Find her at the church. Why? Because she's a nun? You just assume that all nuns hang around in churches? I don't need to go there. I should go to the church. That's the manor. Looks like I have to talk to some people and find out what I can. It's not that this...
Someone just left all these boxes and pieces of wood lying around.
Alright, cool. Thanks for letting me know.
I'd love to see the Dragonstone in person one of these days.
Alright, cool.
I wonder what the people chosen as royal candidates for the royal selection are like.
Wow, thanks. Miners aren't allowed in there. The church really be in the back alley? There are a lot of dangerous people around here. I should be careful who I talk to. Should we not talk to the blindfolded gentleman then? Or should we talk to Twin 1 or Twin 2?
A church with a cute girl? Maybe that church on the other side of the shopping district?
How many churches are there in the royal capital?
Gaston and his group need to be smarter about how they run things.
Who the fuck is Gaston? we hunting the beast now? I know what the church is now. No need to put myself at risk going to the slums. Do I know what the church is?
There are a lot of sketchy-looking people here. Patrolling this part of town isn't easy.
This way? Oh. Church. Yep, looks like a church.
Whew, finally found it. The church Melty tends to.
Investigation skills!
So, there are churches in this world too, huh? Though I guess they worship dragons instead of gods? Well, whatever. Excuse me!
Subaru! What are you doing here?
Hey, Melty. Long time no see. Well, since yesterday. I was wondering if I could talk to you for a bit.
Whoa there, Subaru. That's pretty bold of you. The royal selection may have been postponed, but you're in the middle of enemy territory here. Aren't you being a little careless?
Huh? Careless? Oof. Well, now that you mention it. Maybe?
Come on, did you think through this at all? You need to consider your situation more.
Sorry. But considering you're going out of your way to tell me that, I can assume you guys don't mean me any harm, right? You were very considerate of Mealy the other day, too.
Good grief, man.
What's so funny?
Nothing. It's just that you two seem so close. I was admiring how quickly boys can become friends with one another.
So, I talked about this last time, but one of the many changes, but one of the main changes from this game to the original story is that there are 6 candidates for the royal selection instead of 5. Initially it was just Amelia, Krush Karsten, Anastasia, Felt, and Priscilla. But Melty here is the 6th candidate. That's where the Japanese title for the game comes from, the False King candidate, because in every version, there are only supposed to be 5, but for some reason there are 6, and they all appear to be legitimate. So I'm guessing that that's the main crux of this game, is finding out like who the false king candidate is.
Close? Us?
Oh, come on, cut it out, Mel.
Huh?
He and I aren't close. More like we look out for each other in the battlefield. That's all there is to it.
We may have been born at separate times, but we die together.
Your bond is far greater than I imagined.
Good one.
I wish we weren't so strangely in sync. Anyway, I hope you didn't come here just to mess around.
No, I wanted to talk. You know, to exchange some information.
Is that so? Then I'll make us some tea.
Oh, don't mind me. I'll just take the best tea you've got.
How highly do you think of yourself?
I see. So neither of us have enough information yet.
It hasn't been very long since the royal candidates were gathered, so there still seems to be a great deal of confusion.
Also, I feel I should say that Melty Priestess here, her knight, whatever the fuck his name is, Tiga, and the other girl, I don't know what her name is, but her whole group, she just isn't in the story, in the original story, the light novel, the manga, the anime. She's just not in it. So let me guess, at some point the girl Super is keen on will be accused of being the fake. Well, most of the population is already turned against her, even in the original story, because of her resemblance to the witch. So 400 years ago in this world, there was a calamity caused by the Witch of Envy, Satella, where she almost destroyed the entire world. And she was a silver-haired half-elf, and Amelia is a silver-haired half-elf. So because she bears a resemblance to the person that caused the calamity 400 years ago, most people bear an innate prejudice against her. So she already isn't well liked. You might even say that most people hate her. But because Subaru is from another world, he does not harbor that prejudice. He just thinks she's beautiful and he loves her. So he wants her to be on the throne.
The only thing we know for sure is how serious everything is. But in any case, I didn't realize you were Melty's knight, Tiga.
But the fact that there's one extra candidate around, that would just give people, they would just, so they already think that, yeah, well, no one questions her legitimacy to participate in this election. But the fact that in this game that there's one extra person, that would probably just give people more of a reason to have, that would just let people validate their prejudice more so, I think.
No wonder you could see through Mealy's hood.
I'm not all that special. I just happened to stumble my way into this position. If we're talking about pure skill, there's someone far more suited for the job.
Tiga, do you really dislike being my knight that much? I know I can be quite the airhead at times, and I'm not as dignified as the others. Not to mention how I got lost just the other day.
No, you've got it all wrong, Mel. I was just talking about my level of skill, that's all.
Of course. The strongest people are always the most humble.
When it comes to matters of the heart, no one is more worthy of being your knight than me. I want to be your knight, so please, don't sour your face like that. Smile for me, Mel.
Simp!
Tiga.
Good. I'm glad. Now, what's with your face, Subaru?
Go ahead and ban me if you want, Twitch. That's what he is.
Oh, nothing. I was just admiring you, Tiga.
My abilities may not be adequate enough, but I refuse to let go of my position. All I need to do is build myself up to reach the appropriate level of someone of my stature.
No, not that. I was impressed that you could say something so cheesy with a straight face.
Really now?
I'm kidding.
Of course
what you talked about is something I need to learn for myself, too. I'm gonna remember that. So, he refuses to give up, huh?
Subaru?
I've got the intel I wanted, though I guess this isn't much of an exchange. Either way, I look forward to seeing you guys again. Wait, is that weird of me to say right now?
Because we support opposing factions? I'd say it's a bit too late worrying about that now, don't you think?
We may be competing with one another for the throne, but there's no need to hate each other in the process.
That's true.
Well, I would be absolutely thrilled if we continued getting along.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm sure you spoke to each other yesterday, but I'll let Mealy know too. Yeah, there's no need for us to hate each other. She's completely right about that one.
So far, day 6.
Morning, Rem.
Is Subaru technically Amelia's knight? Yes and no. We might be getting to that point. We might get to that point in the story. I'm not sure what this game is going to cover, but there is a point in this arc where Subaru declares himself Amelia's knight, and there are consequences. It's not official. Yes, he hasn't been officially knighted.
Good morning, Subaru. Did you sleep well?
But there's no doubt that at this point he thinks of himself as the Amelia's knight.
Yeah, like a baby. I might even be able to fly among the clouds.
I cannot have you flying away. I would not be able to catch up with you if you did. So please travel on foot instead.
Yes. Basically because at this point Subaru is kind of all that Amelia has. Out of everyone, even more so than Roswaal, Subaru supports Amelia. Because when you think about it, Beatrice doesn't give a fuck. Ram and Rem, well, Ram is only following Roswaal's orders. Rem is following Ram. Puck, well, yeah, you would say, yeah, Puck would be, both Puck and Subaru are Amelia's closest allies at this point.
I'm only kidding. I'm not Roswaal, you know?
Now then, where are we off to today?
Oh, about that. It's on us to find out who the fake candidate is, seeing as we're the only ones left in the capital.
But they all have
so
legitimate dragon
long as it does not delay you
gems.
receiving treatment, then I am all for it.
Of course I'll get treated, but I'll be doing other stuff too. So for now, we should be gathering information.
Gathering information?
Yes, Rem. What's confusing about that?
Yeah. I want to find out more by going around and asking people some questions. Who knows what we might learn that'll lead us to the imposter.
That's another thing. Not just this game. Not just this game. All Japanese visual novels are guilty of this. The repetition of information. It is so fucking aggravating. When one person says something, another person repeats the question, and then the first person answers the same question again. It happens all the fucking time, and I'm sick of it. Just keep the conversation going,
district.
please.
There's someone I want to talk to there too.
Thanks for your business. You're awfully generous today. I never expected you'd stop by so often. You didn't even have a penny to your
the
name
apple
that
just
first
disappeared.
time. But now look at you.
It's a fucking magic trick, man.
Oh, stop it. No need to bring up those old times together. It'd be a real stab to my heart if my favorite shop closed down because I didn't give it my patronage. If only I had shopped more at that stall with the scary-looking shopkeeper. I don't want to live with such regrets later in my life.
That's none of your business. My shop's been through more close calls than you know. I don't need your help to keep it up and running.
Oh, so you haven't always been in the green?
Well, I've got plenty of stories about my screw-ups. Like that one time I stocked up on goods that I felt would give me a big payday, but I didn't sell squat.
I hear the market is unpredictable and ever-evolving. So reading into trends correctly must be a difficult task.
Exactly. The market can unexpectedly change at any minute. Like recently, with the North Passage having been sealed off. If anyone stocked up on merchandise to sell around Gusteco, they'd have taken a huge loss.
Have you been paying attention? This is kind of important. Do we know of anyone that recently went to Gusteco to buy merchandise to sell? Can you remember anyone that said that they were going to Gusteco to buy some items? The talk of unpredictable markets make me think of the GameStop stock frenzy. Oh yeah, GameStop and AMC, we recently, yeah, this is very, very applicable. Especially when someone buys up a lot of stock and drives up the prices. I'll give you a minute, but we did meet them. We did meet a person that said that they were going to Gusteco to buy some merchandise to sell.
Huh. I didn't know that. What kind of stuff sells over in Gusteco?
Ooh, that place is rough. Pretty much everything has some kind of value over there. But right now, I think oil is the best seller.
Right. You could burn it and use it for cooking or something. Makes sense it's so valuable.
Gusteco is a very cold place.
Some folks even make a business out of buying up items at a steep discount from merchants who stocked up on the wrong goods.
That's also very applicable to the GameStop frenzy. That is exactly what happened.
Sounds like a tough economy.
Also, have you ever seen Spice and Wolf? There was a whole arc about market trends. I think was it the second season of Spice and Wolf? With the gold market? That was one of my favorite arcs of that series.
Yeah, both sides kind of depend on each other. So, if business ever fails,
it's a very cute anime.
There's some people who might be able to help.
It's mostly about European economics, strangely enough, but it's very enjoyable.
I don't even want to think about that. Is this person someone who helped you out too?
Yeah, someone I met through my wife's family. Acted as a mediator for me when I needed it. It really helped me out in the end.
Oh yeah, your wife did have this sort of elegant vibe to her. She seemed like a gentle and kind person.
Huh? Have you met her before?
Yeah, Subaru actually met her in a previous loop. And the loop that ended up playing out in this current timeline, it was just Amelia that helped his daughter find him and her mother. Subaru never got involved in that part.
You could say that. Anyway, let's cut to the chase.
Wait, so you're not here to buy any of my appas?
Sorry, I've come for another reason today. I need to gather some intel, and you're the first person that popped into my head. Being a merchant and all, I thought you'd be privy to some rumors that might be floating around. Luckily for us, you seem to be pretty bored. So, do you mind dishing out what you got?
I don't get why you'd think I'm bored, but I do have some downtime. So, what do you want to know?
What do I want to know? I asked the shopkeeper what he knows about the current royal selection candidates. All I managed to find out, however, is that Krush is the most popular candidate by far, of course.
Sorry, bud. I'd probably be more helpful if you explained your situation more.
I'm sorry, too. That's just how complicated it is. And I'm honestly not sure how much more I can say.
Judging by that look of yours, I figure you're somehow involved in the royal selection. Did something happen?
Krush Karsten is the most popular candidate because her family is from the noble household that was the closest to the royal family. The Karsten household has done a lot for the kingdom.
That's classified.
And Krush herself has done a lot for the kingdom too. She's an excellent diplomat and an excellent general. Personally, she's also my favorite.
Sorry, I gotta get going. Thanks for hearing me out.
All right, come back soon. And you, young lady, you're most welcome anytime.
Yes, thank you. I shall return with Subaru again.
Man, with him again, huh?
What's that supposed to mean?
Subaru.
Cardamon is a married man.
Brim? Oh, sorry. My mind wanders when I do yoga like this. What's up?
Oh yeah, Subaru's doing yoga. Just imagine it.
Sir Reinhard van Estrella is here to see you.
He's here?
The Sword
For
Saint.
me?
The strongest swordsman in the kingdom.
Yes. Would you like me to let him in?
Yeah, please.
Hello, Subaru.
He's an
Sorry
awesome
for my late
character.
visit.
Don't worry about it. But what's this all of a sudden?
Verified kidnapper. Besides the kidnapping part, and remember, he only kidnapped to serve his kingdom. He kidnapped the little girl to save the kingdom. If you had to kidnap a little girl to save your country, would you do it? The answer is yes.
Knowing you, I figured you wouldn't sit still being left in the royal capital.
You seem to know me pretty well.
I do consider us friends after all. In any case, it seems we both have a bit of an issue on our hands.
Well,
So I thought we could benefit from a mutual exchange of information.
I'm not sure how much ASMR I can do when there's voice acting in this game. Make it interesting. I will try. I will make an attempt. Okay, let's bring the mic closer. I guess I can do ASMR as I'm explaining the mechanics of this world. Okay. Okay, Google. Set the timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, and that's starting now.
So, I guess you want me to explain ReZero as if I am speaking directly into your ear. I would do so for the Minagawa.
Exchange information, huh? I don't really have much to share, though, just so you know.
So Reinhardt is also curious as to who the false candidate is, because the Dragonstone prophesied that there would be only 5 royal selection candidates, and now there are 6. No Mare, no Ketsulik. No, never again.
That's fine. Just opening up a discussion could lead to new realizations.
How are you so nice? Okay, then.
Where
I'll start.
Where have I heard his voice before? Reinhardt's voice is very familiar. I usually watch ReZero in Japanese, so I'm not familiar with the English voice actors, but Reinhardt's voice I have heard somewhere before.
I see. I think I understand Melty a little more now.
Hold on, let me look this up. Maybe I can find out really quick where that voice comes from. Let's see. Don't fail me now, IMDb. Give me those English VAs. Give them to me. Give them to me. Cast and crew. Let's see. Wilhelm, that's not the right. Estrella. Reinhardt. No. That's the Japanese voice actor. Robbie Damon. Robbie Damon. What? He was River? Oh! Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to yell. He was also Goro Akechi in Persona 5. Okay. He was Prompto in Final Fantasy 15. And also River in Cyberpunk. Interesting. Let's see what else. He's also Megami in Jujutsu Kaisen. He's Jin Mori in The God of High School. He was Alan in BNA. Oh, he has a pretty huge filmography. Also, Moomin Rider in One Punch Man. He has done a lot of shit. He was in Fist of the North Star too. Jesus Christ. God damn. He has been in a lot of shit. Yeah, I know, right? Still need to watch BNA. Oh, it's a charming little show. I highly recommend it. And not just because everyone's a furry.
There was that get-together the other day, too.
Him, Beastars.
I would greatly
Oh,
prefer to be on
Beastars
good
too.
terms with her camp, including that knight of hers, Tiga.
What about things on your end?
There's a lot of good
Is
furry
Falcon
anime
staying put?
apparently.
She's not roaming around by herself, is she?
Oh, and so it is at an end. Okay, is that really 5 minutes? It didn't feel like 5 minutes. That's because I was just looking at Danny Raymond's filmography.
She's not the type to sit idly by no matter what I say.
So that's mostly where I recognize
She also
her
has
from.
her own way of doing
Girl
things as well.
Catchy, Persona 5.
So she is roaming around by herself?
Aren't you Reinhard? Why are you letting your candidate just run around? You kidnapped the little girl and then you let her roam free. Dude, have you never kidnapped little girls before?
Are you sure you should let her do that? If she ends up
The
in
way
any
you're
sort of
talking, I
trouble.
so you have experience. I can neither confirm nor deny.
Not to worry. Should anything befall her, I will rush to her side.
It's crazy how
This is where I
reassuring
make a
that sounds.
call. Excuse me, 911. That furry over there, that one right there, is him. It's him, officer.
That's not mentioning how quick-witted Miss Felt is in her own right. Should she ever find herself in trouble, I know she'll find a way out of it.
I don't know if you should place all your faith in her like that.
I will consider your words of caution. And what of the other camps?
And what are the other camps?
Regarding Miss Cruce, Miss Anastasia, and Miss Priscilla, that is.
Ferris, Cruché's knight, has been tending to me every so often. I don't know much about Priscilla. Well, besides the fact that she snuffed me out of the apples I was trying to buy.
Apples?
Yeah. I wasn't able to buy any since she bought out the whole freaking place.
That's still quite impressive that you managed to get close to even Miss Priscilla.
You didn't really get close to her, though.
Come on, don't say that. I really feel like she's the most suspicious person out of all the candidates right now.
She isn't. She's a bitch, for her claim is legitimate.
As for Anastasia, was it? Her knight, Julius? I really hate that guy.
It's certainly like you to be blunt about your feelings. It's true that Julius tends to give off a certain impression upon first meeting him. But if you try talking things through, I'm sure you'll have a better understanding of his character. So, how about it? Would you be willing to give it a try?
I guess if the opportunity presents itself, I'll think about it. But we can't really be all buddy-buddy with one another, right? Even if it's proven that the candidates we support are the real deal, we'd still be enemies.
She's actually
Things
really
only get more
smart.
difficult when you're too friendly with your opponent.
Priscilla is not an, she's a bitch, but she's not an idiot.
Subaru.
Trust me on this one.
But I understand that we don't have to hate each other in the process.
That's right. I think that's a good way to look at it.
I'm smart enough to know what an Appa is. That's part of her sheltering. That's part of her sheltering, because she has never seen an Appa that wasn't already peeled. That was her problem.
It's just a little something I learned from someone.
She just lives a very spoiled life.
Thanks for taking the time to stop by tonight, Reinhardt.
That's more so a privilege thing than a smartness thing.
Well then, Subaru. As we discussed, I will be heading to Miss Crochet's mansion now.
Oh yeah, you've got some things to take care of, right? Let's meet up over there after I get my treatment.
Yes, I will see you then. Please remember to not do anything rash, Subaru.
Nah, I won't cause you any trouble.
Just wait for it,
Don't you worry.
You will always be on my mind, Subaru.
Don't think about me so much. You're such a worrywart, you know?
She has reason to worry.
Well, I did promise Rem not to do anything stupid. That leaves me with...
Oh, Subaru, you're back again.
Hey,
oh, Subaru.
Now, that's no way to greet a friend. How can you get tired of seeing this face every day?
That was legit. He's actually sick of him. Oh, Subaru, you're back again. Yay. That's great.
You shouldn't really indulge yourself like that. I wouldn't want to hurt your feelings by telling you otherwise.
Subaru, thank you for coming.
Hey, Melty, Tiga's picking on me.
Hey, Subaru, you...
Come now, Tiga. You shouldn't treat our guests like that. It's not very nice of you.
If you say so, Mel. Welcome, Subaru. When do you plan on leaving?
I like Tiga now. I love Tiga now.
You should look up what welcome means in the dictionary.
You want someone to just get the fuck out of your house. Hey, Subaru, when do you plan on leaving?
Is that?
Oh, aren't you the boy with Miss Amelia? Coming all the way out here. Have you decided
Only
to side
Rev can
against her
tolerate
and join
Subaru.
Melty?
Pretty much. Beatrice kind of hates him. Roswell keeps him around because he's entertaining. Ram openly dislikes him. Amelia, well, it's like Amelia and Rem both. They're the ones who tolerate Subaru the most.
No way! What kind of logic is that? No one can replace Mealy, you hear?
I'm sorry, I'm not very helpful.
How does that fit into this?
Oops.
Subaru, just what do you think you're doing? Making Mel feel down like this?
Don't you join in on this too? Now I'm starting to feel bad.
Yeah, you should. You keep barging into this fucking church, you asshole.
It's only a joke. You seem to be getting along with Tiga and Melty quite well already. Why don't you defect and join us?
Sakura, isn't asking him to defect coming on too strong? Though, it would be very reassuring to have Subaru on our side. He's the one who defeated the Dusk Bandits, you know?
What is it with the Dusk Bandits? The Dusk Bandits. It was like 6 wolves It was 6 wolf dudes. Like, you have the Knights of the Royal Guard. You have Reinhard von Australia, Julius Jaculius, fucking Wilhelm von Australia. Like, dude, can you guys not handle a couple of wolves on your own?
Well, it's like I said before. I can't take all the credit for that.
A Spirit Ice user, a maid with the mace, a merchant, and a guy that can return by death, but he can't tell anyone. Like, those are your heroes.
Mealy is the one who did most of the work. Well, her and Rem. But I certainly won't dismiss any praise.
Sounds like he's turned you down, Mel. Subaru's loyalty toward Miss Amelia is quite impressive. Or perhaps it's not entirely loyalty that drives him.
Don't pick on me for being so pure of heart, alright? But you're right. Mealy's the only one for me. So while I appreciate the offer, I won't budge on that.
That's a shame. But your attitude is commendable. But really, it is quite a shame. No, I must respect his decision.
Melty is quite the busybody with her emotions.
Totally unrelated, but why did you and Sakura go to Roswell's Manor as emissaries that one day, Tiga?
Yeah, in the original story, it was Krush and Wilhelm and Ferris that came as the emissaries, and Subaru brought the tea to Wilhelm to talk to him.
You two aren't from the castle, right? I was just thinking of how unusual that was.
Well, the answer's actually pretty simple. We wanted to, so we volunteered.
You volunteered? But why?
Another simple answer. Being from the 6 candidates camp, we had a late start compared to the other parties. We wanted to gain as much information on the other parties as possible. That's why we jumped at the chance to get in touch with each of them.
Oh, I see. That makes sense when you put it that way.
Yeah, it does.
So that means you guys...
Knew why the royal selection was postponed from the very beginning? Why, yes, of course.
Well, having only been informed by emissaries about the delay, I'd been wondering what the reason was this whole time. We've all been pretty confused because we didn't know.
I deeply apologize for any trouble we caused over this.
Oh no, please, don't worry. Wait, you're not the one I'm holding responsible here, Melty. You didn't even come to the mansion that day. My issue is with the ones who hid that info from us.
Please, don't think badly of us. We were ordered not to divulge any details.
Ordered?
Ordered?
Yes, by the Council of Wise Men. I'm sure they intend to expose the 6th candidate, the imposter.
So they want to find the imposter while withholding information? Maybe that was their way of trying to weed the fake out.
I mean, it's obviously them. It's obviously them. Everyone but Melty knew about the selection beforehand. They all had their gems beforehand. But like, they call themselves, I'm getting Among Us vibes. Yeah, definitely. These guys are very sus. Definitely sus. I saw them vent! But, they even call themselves the 6th candidate. They call themselves the 6th candidate. There's only supposed to be 5. So, obviously it's them.
What do you mean?
As in, they were expecting you to leak something you shouldn't have known about. You know, since the imposter would be self-aware of their deception. If there really is someone who knows why the royal selection ceremony was delayed, then they'd be the imposter, since that information isn't publicly available.
Yes. Unfortunately, that didn't work out so well for the Council of Wise Men, now did it?
Yeah, seriously. We have no idea who the imposter's supposed to be right now.
True. But I did come to realize something from our conversation just now. It would appear the imposter is not part of Miss Amelia's camp.
Huh? What makes you say that? I'm glad you seem to trust us and all that, but...
Are you referring to what Subaru said just now?
Subaru was able to deduce the Council of Wise Men's true aim. Such information would already be known by the imposter. Of course, it's possible he's only putting on a front.
But Subaru doesn't look like the type to be good at hiding information like that.
He really isn't.
I'm not sure how to feel about that. But you're saying I'm bad at being subtle?
Yes, that's exactly what they
Honesty is a virtue. The other candidates seem well versed in secrecy.
Well, I can't argue there. There are many nobles and merchants among them, and they can all be pretty crafty.
I feel so helpless.
You need to believe in yourself more, Mel. You're an honored candidate of the royal selection process, just like all the others.
As you can see, this is how we are. Knowing this, I'd like to make a proposition. What do you say to working together, Subaru?
Working together?
So this comes up later in this arc, but what Subaru doesn't seem to realize at this point is that when he's speaking for himself, because he's declared himself her knight, he is speaking for Amelia and also for Roswell. That tends to get him in a lot of trouble at this point in the story.
We believe you and your faction are trustworthy enough. Do you not feel the same about us?
Well, I guess I wouldn't come here so often if I thought you were super suspicious.
He doesn't get yet just how much weight his actions, or how much trouble his actions could bring Amelia and Roswell.
Then I believe we can work together well. But what are your thoughts, Subaru?
I want to say that's not entirely my call to make, but Melty did treat me to some delicious tea.
Bad move, Subaru.
Does that mean...
Yeah, let's combine our efforts and work together. Although the only thing I can offer in exchange is information. Can we start from there?
No, Subaru, my boy. This is when you say, I should speak with Amelia and Roswell first. Like, it's not on you. You don't know anything about these people. The only other candidate that you can really trust right now is Krush, and then just barely. You can't just go speaking for Amelia and Roswell like that, my dude.
Yes, I think that's more than enough. We don't have any other close connections.
Close connections?
I've heard the rumors. You've been frequenting that house for your treatment, haven't you?
And already they're getting more information out of Subaru.
I thought it'd be best to narrow down the list of suspects, beginning with the least suspicious ones.
You're talking about Crochet, right? I see. So that's why you guys wanted to get in touch with me.
Subaru, you don't have to do anything you're uncomfortable with.
Mel?
Melty seems to actually be on Subaru's side here. But it's,
Thanks for your concern, Melty. But I've already made up my mind.
Besides, it's Tiga and Sakura. Tiga and Sakura that are